Hey, you. That's right. I'm talking to you, PCFF podcast listener. Thank you so much for coming back and joining us again on the PCFF podcast. I'm Clip Rock. Everybody, stay safe this weekend during the hurricane. Let's fight this one out. And then next weekend, the college football season begins. And in 2 weeks, the PCFF begins with another year. So let's kind of ride this storm through. And then it's smooth sailing ahead for football. Thank you so much for joining us again on the PCFF podcast. We have got a big show for you today. We will open up the PCFF mailbag. Tons of questions asked to our PCFF robot who has been named Dick Shitfuck. So we will ask him how he likes his new name and also ask all the questions that you asked on the PCFF message board. We'll put that up each week, so continue to chime in. We want to hear from you, PCFF Nation. Of course, the big news of the week, Chris Johnson out at Tennessee. He's going to Vegas. The Vipers sending Ray Rice to the 39ers. What a blockbuster deal. You got two of the top backs in the PCFF, changing homes, changing jerseys, and changing systems. And boy, that is huge news. That is a major shakeup in the PCFF. We're going to talk about that today with a fantastic analyst on ESPN. He's never joined us before, but we hope we can develop a relationship with him, have him on the show a lot this season. I'm talking about Jaws, Ronn Jawarskii. Now, Jaws was supposed to have given me a call by now, but I have not heard from him. Maybe he's a little tied up. But I tell you what, I'm going to just dial him up here. If you could hang on 1 second with me, folks. Let me dial up Jaws. And we will see if we can get him connected. Hold on. Hopefully he picks up. If not, we'll leave him. What?
Ronn Jawarskii.
Jaws.
Yeah.
Hey, Ron. This is Clip Rock from the.
How you doing?
Hey, doing good. I hadn't heard from you. I figured I'd try to call you and go ahead and get this thing going. Is now a good time to chat with you?
Yeah, it's the best time of the year, Clip. It's football season. The leaves are falling. There's a hurricane. I mean, I can't be more excited.
Well, Ron, it is great to have you on the show. You're certainly the biggest guest we've had so far on the PCFF podcast.
You're the main trio. You're the big guest.
Thank you, Ron. Ronn Jawarskii joining us today.
That's right. It is football.
Ron, yeah, it is football season. It's football is here, and that's why we had you on the show because. Boy, what a huge trade in the PCFF this week. You've talked about it, I know, time and time again on ESPN, but what did you think about the Chris Johnson, Ray Rice deal between Tennessee and Vegas? What were your first thoughts?
I tell you what, man, Blockbuster's going out of business, but this is a blockbuster. Ray Rice heading to Tennessee, that toughness, he catches the balls out of the backfield. Honestly, I don't know too many people know. Chris Johnson and Ray Rice came out the same year. And CJ's got that burst. I think it's a win-win, honestly.
So you like both sides of this deal, Jaws?
Yeah, I mean, Tennessee, they don't want to deal with the headache with the holdout and all that. But then again, Chris Johnson's CJ 2K.
Well said. Jaws, let's move on to Cleveland and look at what the K9 are going through right now. Peyton Manning, he's hurt. Will he be able to play week 1? That's still up in the air. If not, you do have Kevin Cobb and Colt McCoy. Kind of interesting to take 3 quarterbacks on the roster coming out of draft day, but maybe Charlie knew what he was doing. Maybe the K9 brass knew what they were going to do and knew what was going to happen week 1. What do you think about this quarterback situation with Manning and the rest of the group on the K9?
As far as Carlson and the K9, maybe. I'll give that the best. Kevin Cobb, I tell you what, Colt McCoy, that boy can play. He's like a little Brett Favre out there running around.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what about Cobb? It sounded like you wanted to say something about Cobb and then went to McCoy. What about Kevin Cobb?
Well, I'll tell you what. I mean, I think the guy's got a lot of leadership. I think he brings a lot to the table, but he's no Peyton Manning.
Jaws, are you doing something else right now? Are you okay?
I'm I'm walking around right now. I'm looking at depth charts. I mean, it's football. Ronn Jawarskii.
Yes. It's Ronn Jawarskii from ESPN joining us. If Peyton Manning can't play, how do you think Colt McCoy does, or Kevin Cobb does against the Parliament? How do you like that matchup week 1?
Well, I see where you're going with this clip. You know, you are the owner of the Parliament.
Yes.
But I don't know.
Okay. Thanks, Jaws. Next question. What quarterback?
Let's move on.
I'm sorry?
I said, let's move on, Cliff.
I was trying to. Ronn Jawarskii from ESPN. What quarterback will have the most points in the PCFF this year?
Well, you know, I saw where this question will be asked. I thought long and hard about it. You know, Peyton Manning with the injury, you know, that could obviously lower his point totals. Phillip Rivers, obviously. Quarterback taken this year by New York. He's a douche, but he's a good quarterback.
Whoa.
Tom Brady, also pretty damn solid. I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, bringing a lot to the table to Carolina. He's got Roddy White, Sidney Rice, Miles Austin. He's got a lot of toys to play with.
Well, Ron, I've never heard you use that.
Jaworski, ESPN.
Okay. Yeah, I see you do your sign-off after every sentence. I guess you've gotten used to doing that. I've never heard you use the words douche or damn on the air, so I'm kind of shocked.
We're not on ESPN, buddy. We're on the PCFF podcast.
Yes, we are.
Jaworski, ESPN.
All right, Ron. Let's go off the field a little bit. I want to know some behind-the-scenes stuff. I don't know how much you can tell me about working at ESPN. I know those guys are closed-lipped over there, but I'm going to ask anyway. Hopefully you can give me an answer. Merrill Hodge, you know, he comes off as a real dickhead on the air.
Remember what I said about Phillip Rivers?
Yeah, you said he was a douche.
Exactly. Next.
Next question is, okay, this is very personal. I know you have 3 children and a wife, so I don't know if you want to go into this.
3 children that people know of.
Have you ever hooked up with Susie Colbert, Ron?
She, honest clip, you know, I've had dreams about her. She's pretty nice. But Robin Roberts, back today, oh my God, they say once you go black, you never go back. Once you go white, you don't walk right. And that's what Jaws said, and that's what Jaws did.
Wow. So that is, I've never heard that story. So Robin Roberts, back in the day.
A couple times. Back in the day, I was helping her out with, Sunday morning sports report or whatever. It got a little heated, but Ronn Jawarskii, ESPN.
Okay. Well, that's very interesting. Any other women? Cindy Brunson, or how about Pam Ward?
Stone came on to me one time. I'll tell you what, it took every bit of my athletic body not to do it, but that's it.
Okay. We're talking to Ronn Jawarskii, ESPN, here on the PCFF podcast.
All right, while we're on the subject of sleeping with women,
yes.
Mike Tirico, a colleague of mine on ESPN, you should have seen this guy back in the day. Fresh out of Syracuse, eyes wide and happy. This guy went after every piece of tail that was within 20 miles. One time, I was riding with him. He chased this woman down the road going 95 miles an hour. It's in the ESPN book. Read it. Ronn Jawarskii, ESPN.
Ron, yeah, I have heard about that story. I was going to ask, my next question was, do you have any good Tirico or John Gruden stories you could share with us?
I'll tell you one thing about Gruden. That guy is hard-nosed. He's obviously he's a part of the Miami Militia organization. He's a great coach, great football mind. I mean, the guy just knows the X's and O's like fucking Dr. Seuss knows whatever.
Ron.
But I take it to another question. You didn't even ask it. But Miami, go down to South Beach, through LeBron and Wade. Miami, that's where it's at. You got Tony Romo throwing. That could be the one weakness. But, I mean, look at the options he's got. Look at the targets he's got. Look at the running backs he has. Miami is my favorite to win it. I think it'll be Miami and Tennessee again this season in the final. Top 2 teams regular season, top 2 teams at the end. Ronn Jawarskii, ESPN.
Ron, that is some great analysis there. And I like how you changed the subject quickly after you dropped the F-bomb. This is a different side of you I've never really seen on the air before. You seem like
Cliff, you just need to come up down to Bristol. We can have some good times, Cliff. I've heard some stories about you as well. And, with you, with Cliff Rock, PCFF, and me, with Ronn Jawarskii, ESPN. Sky's the limit, buddy. Ronn Jawarskii, ESPN.
Well, Ron, you've covered a lot. I got to say, I really enjoyed talking with you. Anything else you wanna get off your chest today?
I'm pretty sure I've talked a little too much already, Cliff. I've already got a couple text messages from ESPN, and I'll deal with that. PCFF is number one. I'll drop an F-bomb, a D-bomb, and tell stories about Robin Roberts that you will not believe. But it's been great being on the show. I hope to be on again. It's Ronn Jawarskii, ESPN.
Thanks, Ron. We'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Cliff.
All right, there he is, Ronn Jawarskii. A new side of Ronn Jawarskii that certainly we've never heard before, and hopefully we'll hear from again here on the PCFF podcast. We will have to get him back on the show, no doubt about it. Well, let's take a break. Part 2 coming up of the podcast. We will open up a giant mailbag. A lot of people had questions for the PCFF robot Dick Shitfuck. We will get to those when we come back on part 2 of the PCFF podcast.